tamako tatapwe tatakake. Hey,
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special version of Powwow Dance Aerobics. This one, I want to show you guys a couple of quick hoop tutorials for those of you that are hoop dance enthusiasts and are interested in learning a couple of things about hoop dancing. So, I'm just going to quickly run through some basics of hoop dancing, everything to do with picking up the hoop, dancing with the hoop. So the very first thing you need to know about our hoop dancing, indigenous style hoop dancing, is how to pick up the hoop. This is a dance, right? So a lot of times our hoop dancing, we're dancing. It's almost like you're running and picking up the hoop and doing stuff with it. So that's kind of the intensity of the hoop dancing. It is very physically demanding at times. However, there's hoop dancers of all shapes and sizes. Like there's hoop dancers that are a little bit less lean, if you know what I mean. So the variety of hoop dancers out there, it just depends on your desire to do it. So the very first thing we need to know about hoop dancing is how to pick up the hoop. So while we're dancing, us hoop dancers, the trick that we have to do is while we're moving our feet, is we got to be able to pick this hoop up and roll it up. So I always teach my students, very first thing before you even learn about hoop dancing is how to pick up this hoop without your hands. So all I do here is I use the ball of my foot and I step on it and then I roll it up like that. Simple like that, and then I grab it. So it's easier because when we're dancing, you can't necessarily, it doesn't really work so well when you just go like this. It kind of takes away from the dance. So that's why we do that. Um, there's a couple of other methods of picking up the hoop as well. So one of the methods that I learned when I first went down south to the World Championships is the Southern style hoop dancers. They kick backwards like this. They kick back and roll it slightly, scoop it up with this foot, all in one motion while they're dancing. It's really fast and really cool. And then this foot just slides in and kicks it up like that. So you can see there. And then as soon as you pick it up, you you let momentum kind of take that hoop out. So there. So that's kind of all in one motion and how it all works. So if you ever watch the hoop dancers at the World Championships, or if we look up indigenous hoop dancing, you can see that that's what we do. And I'm breaking it down for you just to show you guys our style of hoop dancing. It's very different from hula hooping. This ain't hula hoop. Just so you know, we're not hula hoop dancers. We're hoop dancers as indigenous people. The hoops are that we use are way smaller. They're like half the size of like a hula hoop. So these are how we size our hoops as hoop dancers. So I'm 6 feet tall as a hoop dancer. I'm not the tallest hoop dancer. There's a couple of hoop dancers I know that are a little bit taller than me, but basically our hoops are measured based on our body type, right? So I measure mine with my arm length. I let it rest in between my torso and my arm, and the reason for that is so we can spin the hoop like this, and it basically fits throughout our body. Whenever we spin that hoop around, it is kind of matched up with our body type. So again, this is how you pick up the hoop while you're dancing. You could be dancing, pick up that hoop. You're keeping the beat. So the trick to doing that, to keeping the beat, is you got 2 feet, right? So you're stepping on this hoop and you're keeping it moving with this foot, right? So that's the trick. It's kind of an illusion in a sense, if that makes any sense. So the other trick, this I like the southern style one better because you just dance into it and you simply just kick it and boom, there you go. So you kick it and it basically comes up and then you can do moves from there. So the other moves I want to share with you real quick. This is I'm going to keep it short today. So the other moves that you can do with the hoops are fairly simple. You can the first thing you need to learn is how to spin the hoop. So what I teach my beginner students is, first of all, it's a hoop dance, right? You got to dance. So 1, 2 step, and then when you spin the hoop, the trick is once you get in motion, you can make that hoop spin to your rhythm. So as you can see, it's following my rhythm, and all I'm doing is simply just holding out my hand and letting it spin. But there's a trick to that. You have to be able to control the hoop. You can't just spin it on your wrist like this, because then you can't really do nothing with it, right? So you have to have it on your hand, right? You have to have there's a lot of surface on your hand where you can spin and control that hoop. So all I'm doing is this, spinning it with my hand, and the dancing is actually the energy or the driving force that makes it spin, right? So that's the other thing, is while you're hoop dancing, is to be able to do that. So that's the first thing that you need to figure out as a hoop dancer, and how to spin the hoop. And I I I could show you a lot more tricks. There's so many other things to learn about the hoop dancing. Uh, I probably know about 1,000 tricks that I can show you. One fun trick that I'll show you though is a lot of students always ask me, how do you, like when I go do a performance or a presentation, they're like, how do you make that hoop come back to you? Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you. That's the last trick of the day, and I'll show you a bonus trick after that. Okay, so how do you do that? Basically, you create a spin, a back spin on the hoop. So when you throw it, it's like you're whipping. You know, if you ever rolled up a towel and went like whoosh, whip somebody like that. Well, I don't encourage that, but I know people do that. When we're kids, it's a fun thing to do with our little brother, our little sister. But that's basically what you're doing with the hoop. But you're not hurting anybody. You're just throwing out the hoop. So like that. So the hoop comes back in a spin. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of different things you can do with that, with the hoop as it spins back. There's a couple of different techniques you can do. So when you spin it back, one of the first tricks I learned was kicking it up and spinning it like that. That's a fairly simple trick to do, but it even gets more complex than that. So watch this, folks. So this is kind of a Nakota Lawrence thing. This one is I considered to be an expert professional move. So I don't expect anybody to learn this anytime quick, but this is kind of what it can lead into. Kick it up. Oh, I missed it. I think I hit the wall, but it takes really precise timing to do this one. Kick it up and throw it. See, I can't even do it right. I'm trying to teach you guys this. Okay, I'm going to show you again. So when it comes back, you kick it up and it goes over your shoulder. So it's a pretty tricky move to do. It's so hard to do it when you're in slow motion. That's why I call it a professional expert move. Because a lot of times when I'm doing this move, or other hoop dancers do that move, we're in full motion, we're in full dance form, and full on hoop dancing. So definitely stay tuned for more lessons. I'm going to be sharing more how-to lessons here in the channel, and also just a reminder to you guys to definitely support the channel and subscribe as I share hoop dance videos. So I just want to remind you guys to subscribe and support my channel. I appreciate that. As an Indigenous person, you know, I'm just trying to grow my channel and share lots of good content with you guys. Everything from flute music to hoop dancing to powwow dance aerobics to a lot of the travels. So thanks again for tuning in, folks. And you guys take care and enjoy your day, and stay tuned for more lessons as I come and share more content with you in the future. So until next